Many Kenyans have been very keen to see the reactions of Raila Odinga towards the sudden change of heart of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto concerning the BBI. And there are those who thought that Raila Odinga would cheer and say that is very good, excellent decision by the Deputy President. But that is not Raila's reaction. Indeed, his reaction is very skeptical. The long and short of what Raila Odinga is saying about Ruto is simply this: I don't trust the man. And then Raila takes us back to Naivasha in the year 2009, when after intense negotiations, where a lot of suggestions, changes to the draft that finally became the constitution, were made courtesy of William Ruto's contributions. And at the end of it all, after the very intense sessions, William Samoei Ruto appended his signature on the document. When you put your signature somewhere, what are you saying? You're saying, I agree with this document. I agree with this final draft that is going to be the 2010 constitution. And then what did Ruto do after that? He turned around and became the main campaigner against the very constitution he signed off. Indeed, Ruto was the face of the no campaign. Raila was telling us, you can't trust such a man. You know, the Brits have an expression: I gave him my word. And you'll end up with a lot of problems with the Brits. Authentic Englishmen, when you want them to do something, and they turn around and tell you, no, I can't do it, because I gave them my word, and my word is my bond. Now try telling that to a Kenyan politician. Ati unasema nini? Ulimwambia tu. Get serious. Sielewi hii maneno ya giving somebody a word. Ni maneno tu. Sasa badilisha msimamo wako. Uliongea hiyo ilikuwa wakati huo. Sasa badilisha. Kwani word ni nini? It will always be difficult for them to understand that when you give somebody your word and you break your word, what you have done effectively is that you have broken and destroyed your character. Nobody again is going to trust you. You will forever be a man who does not keep their word, and therefore a man of questionable character. But DP Ruto at that time didn't give his word. He signed. There was something in writing, and he signed. Now I just want you to understand where Raila is coming from when he says the man, Ruto, cannot be trusted. Even now, when he has given strong signals that he will fully back the BBI. You know, there are very many people on this channel who are very angry at me. They say there's nothing good you're going to say about the Deputy President. You hate the Deputy President. You have been paid by Raila Odinga. You are a paid blogger, just like all the others. Well, it is their democratic right to have their view, to have their opinion. But it would be nice if they presented some evidence to prove that have been paid. You see, Kenya is the crooked politicians' paradise, because we, the voters, have a very short memory. We are not interested in diving into somebody's past so that we understand him better, because people never change. I do not have the power to recreate Raila Odinga's past. I do not have the power, and nobody does, to recreate William Samoei Ruto's past. And that past informs us of the true character of those two Kenyans, which must be very relevant to all Kenyans right now. It is critical that we dig into the past of these two individuals and we compare that past to what they're telling us now. Okay, I appreciate the fact that for some of us, it is a very emotional topic, speaking about the deputy president's past. You can't take it emotionally. Okay, let's jump to something else. Many people are not aware that Adolf Hitler came to power through elections. And he did it using the same tactics used by our politicians today. He worked up people's emotions, especially by getting them to hate certain people, which was easy. Because it was easy to hate the Jews. Yeah, so all he did is that he emphasized on that hatred. And the voters forgot to check about Adolf Hitler's past. Their focus shifted away from the party, Adolf Hitler's party, that they were electing into office, and stayed sharply focused on the perceived enemy, the person they hated, or the people they hated. Admittedly, it is a strategy that is very effective in politics anywhere in the world. Even in the US, people are so focused on their hatred for Trump that they're not taking a closer look at the Democratic Party. Indeed, they don't even need to take a closer look. They just need to open their eyes and see the obvious. A win for the Democrats is back to lockdowns. A win for Democrats in the presidential elections is a global agenda you don't want even to start imagining. But emotions rule. People hate Trump. Trump must go. That's all it is about. And some of these people naively believe we will sort out our other problems after Trump is gone. We just want Trump gone. And of course, everybody has forgotten how effective propaganda is. Because Hitler used propaganda to drum up hatred towards a common enemy, so that everybody was focused on that perceived common enemy, and they forgot the monster they were electing into office. And I'm guessing some people imagined, we'll deal with our other problems once we've gotten rid of this common enemy. Oh, history tells us different. Now, I have to tell you this. I'm totally amazed at what civil society and all the other people against the BBI are saying. Because listening to them carefully, they're just repeating what Deputy President William Samoei Ruto started telling us months ago. This is not the time. We have other priorities. That is a confirmation of how powerful a message that you keep on repeating is. Because even very smart people who can think on their own start repeating what you've been telling them. They start repeating what you've programmed them to say, which is very sad. Is it so hard for these people who are against BBI to give us solid points? Tell us. This thing in the BBI will have this and that effect. This other proposal will have this negative effect on Kenyans, etc., etc. But no, they'll argue very passionately. And when they open their mouths, you can be sure they will say precisely the same things. This is not the time. We have other challenges. COVID-19, economic problems. Kenyans don't have jobs, etc., etc. Hustler nation narrative. By the way, I cannot resist saying that this is not the time. This is the wrong time. the timing is wrong, that argument against the BBI is hogwash. And I'll tell you why. It is devoid of political reality. The only time you can change the constitution is not when you feel like it, is not when you decide now is the time to change. No. It is when there's political consensus. And that one you cannot control. In 2010, the reason why we ended up with a new constitution is because of the Grand Coalition government. There was political consensus as a result of the problems, very serious problems, from the 2007 presidential elections, contested presidential elections. After that, a shared government, a Grand Coalition government was formed. And for the first time in decades, we had a political consensus. Raila and Kibaki could sit down together and agree on something. And today we also have political consensus via the handshake. Raila and Uhuru can sit down and push through something. When is the next time we'll have that opportunity? Who knows? Maybe in another 50 years. Maybe in another 100 years. Maybe in another 5 years. But you can't predict. Therefore you grab the opportunity when you get it. That is political realism. You can have the most beautiful ideas and proposals, but then at the end of the day, you will have to face political reality, because it is only political reality that will bring your pipe dreams to fruition, to reality. We are also being told, reject the BBI and we lose nothing. Really? It is true that if we reject the BBI, Raila Odinga will lose. And it is also true that Kenyans will lose much more. Why? Because the 2017 contested presidential elections is still very fresh on my mind. And I don't think the 2022 presidential elections will be contested. But then the elections after that, 2027, chances are high that there could be war in Kenya. 2022 is not a problem because there's a very firm handshake in place between Raila and Uhuru. The chances of that elections being rigged, presidential elections, are very slim. So it will be peaceful. Hoping that nothing out of the ordinary happens between now and then. And the BBI is an attempt to fix the troubles of 2017. It is an attempt, and an attempt is better than nothing. It is much better than no attempt, no effort towards correcting what befell Kenya in 2017 and 2018 before the handshake. And so you're in business, you can go ahead and reject the BBI, but then make arrangements for what you're going to do in 2027. If you want your business not to be interfered with by elections, you might have to leave the country or base your headquarters very far away from Kenya, so that the impact of elections on your business is limited. And then go ahead and reject the BBI. That's okay. Many of my fans here have wondered what has happened to Chris Kumekucha. Why is he in so much support of the BBI? And yet we know it is wrong for us. Well, I face political reality. I have seen a lot of politics in the many years Almighty God has blessed me with on this earth. And admittedly, I was once a political dreamer, political pipe dreamer. And I want the best for Kenya. I still dream, but all my dreams must face political reality. Otherwise, I'm just a dreamer and nothing more. And everybody would like to be something more than just a dreamer. And I don't worship Raila Odinga. Indeed, looking at his past, Raila Odinga is a disruptor. That's his character. He disrupts things. And he started this a long time ago. He even wanted to disrupt the government of Daniel Toroitich arap Moi through a coup. That's the truth. But it is also true that throughout his life, he has been a disruptor, not for his own comfort, but for a better Kenya. That is the truth you can never change. In my view, William Samoei Ruto is not a disruptor. He is a political opportunist for selfish gain. That's what he has been all his life. From the days he joined Youth for KANU 92. Yeah, most of the people who joined that organization, go back and do your own research, joined it for selfish gain. They were not supporters of President Daniel Arap Moi. They were not supporters of KANU. They didn't want to see KANU back in power. Yeah, their main objective was their own selfish gain. Yeah, and of course, by KANU coming back to power, they would gain enormously, personally, them and their families. And Ruto has never changed, because humans don't change. Even when they whisper sweet nothings into your ears, humans never change. What is basic? What is their foundation? Never ever. And so if you asked me, I'd rather use the disruptor, Raila Odinga, so that the vast majority of Kenyans gain, rather than use the political opportunist, Ruto. Because I'm sure, yeah, not many Kenyans will gain, only a few. That is how I look at things. And of course I could be wrong, I'm human. But you can be sure of one thing, and I know older subscribers to this channel will agree with me. If I see something new tomorrow, I will change my view. And then maybe you'll say that other new person is paying me. Yeah. But one thing that never changes about me is that I'll always forever work towards a better Kenya and nothing more. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.